The transport ship Meridian's Edge shuddered as it entered Earth's atmosphere, its hull scarred from the desperate escape from the Kythera homeworld. Captain Riza Chen gripped the controls with white knuckles, fighting to keep the dying vessel stable as emergency sirens wailed throughout the cramped passenger bay. In the back of the ship, huddled among the other refugees, sat Anahithis, once a respected xenobiologist on Kythera Prime, now just another exile fleeing the purge. Her feline features were drawn with exhaustion, golden eyes reflecting the red emergency lights as her tail wrapped protectively around herself. The soft fur covering her arms had lost its lustrous sheen during the 3-month journey through hostile space. Approaching New Geneva spaceport, Riza announced over the intercom, her voice steady despite the ship's violent shaking. All passengers prepare for emergency landing. The landing was more controlled crash than graceful descent. Metal groaned and sparked as the Meridian's Edge scraped across the landing pad, finally coming to rest in a cloud of smoke and steam. Emergency crews rushed forward immediately, but Riza was already moving through the passenger bay checking on the refugees. She found Anna sitting alone, staring out a cracked porthole at the human settlement beyond. Up close, Riza could see the subtle differences that marked her as one of the Kythera. The elongated ears, the slight muzzle, the way her pupils contracted to vertical slits in the bright light. "First time on a human world?" Riza asked, settling beside her. Anna's voice carried a musical quality, even roughened by exhaustion. "First time anywhere but home." She gestured to her reflection in the glass. "They say humans fear us, that we look too much like your ancient predators." Riza studied her profile, the delicate bone structure, the way her ears twitched at every sound. "Some might. But fear and respect aren't the same thing." Over the following weeks, as the refugees were processed and assigned temporary housing, Riza found herself returning to the settlement's community center, where Anna had taken a job helping with the younger Kythera children. The human captain had her own reasons for being there. Her twin daughters, Maya and Zoe, age 6, needed somewhere safe to play, while she worked on repairing ships for the refugee fleet. It was during one of these visits that the crisis struck. A hegemony patrol had somehow tracked the refugee ships to Earth, and long-range sensors detected a battle fleet approaching the outer system. The colonists had perhaps 2 weeks before the enemy arrived. "We need every ship operational," Commander Torres announced during the emergency briefing. "Every pilot who can fly combat missions." Riza stepped forward immediately. "The Meridian's Edge can be flight-ready in 72 hours if I can get the parts." And crew? That was the problem. Her previous crew had died defending the Kythera evacuation convoy. She was a pilot without a ship's complement, and there weren't enough human personnel to go around. "I can navigate," came a quiet voice from the back of the room. All heads turned to see Anna standing near the doorway. "I was a xenobiologist, but we studied stellar cartography as part of our training. I know the jump routes through this sector better than your computers." The room fell silent. No human had ever served with a Kythera crew member before. The two species had been allies for barely a year. Commander Torres frowned. "Civilian xenobiologist versus trained navigation officer." "She's right about the stellar cartography," Riza interrupted. "The Kythera have been mapping this region for decades. We could use that knowledge." After the meeting, Riza found Anna outside the community center, watching Maya and Zoe play with a group of Kythera cubs. The sight of human and Kythera children playing together, laughing at the same games, sharing the same fears, struck her as somehow prophetic. "Why did you volunteer?" Riza asked. Anna was quiet for a long moment. "On Kythera, I had a laboratory colleague's purpose. Here I changed diapers and serve meals. Not that it isn't important work," she added quickly, "but I was trained to contribute more. It's dangerous. If we don't make it back, then at least I'll have died doing something that mattered." Anna's golden eyes met hers. "Your daughters will need someone to look after them while you're gone." Riza felt something shift in her chest. "I can't ask you to—" "You're not asking. I'm offering." Anna knelt down to Maya's level as the little girl ran over, her face bright with excitement about some discovery she'd made. That evening, as they sat in Riza's small prefab quarters sharing dinner, the conversation took an unexpected turn. "I need a mother for my daughters," Riza said suddenly, the words surprising even herself. "And you need shelter, stability, a place to belong." Anna's ears flicked forward in the Kythera gesture of intense attention. "What are you saying?" I'm saying maybe we both have something the other needs. Not love necessarily, not yet, but partnership, mutual support. Riza looked at her daughters, already half asleep against Anna's warm fur. They trust you. That's not something that happens easily with Maya and Zoe. Anna was silent for a long time. Her tail curled thoughtfully around her feet. On Kithara, marriages were often arranged for practical reasons. Compatibility could grow into affection, given time. Is that a yes? It's a possibility worth exploring. Anna's whiskers twitched in what Riza had learned was the equivalent of a smile. After we survived the coming battle, of course. 3 days later, the Meridian's Edge launched as part of a hastily assembled defense fleet. In the navigation station, Anna's fingers danced over alien star charts, plotting jump coordinates that human computers couldn't calculate. Her presence on the bridge drew stares from other ships' crews, but Riza noticed how quickly they began deferring to her expertise. The battle, when it came, was brutal but brief. Anna's knowledge of local space lanes allowed the human fleet to use hit-and-run tactics that the hegemony couldn't counter. When the enemy finally retreated, battered and confused, it was largely due to navigation strategies no human pilot could have conceived. Months later, at their quiet wedding ceremony, Riza looked out at the mixed crowd of humans and Kithara who had come to witness their union. Maya and Zoe stood beside Anna in matching flower crowns. Their new mother's tail curled protectively around both girls. "I need a mother for my daughters," Riza had said. But watching Anna laugh at something Maya whispered to her, she realized she'd found something more. A partner who had helped save not just their family, but their entire world. Sometimes the most practical arrangements, she thought, grew into the most extraordinary love stories.